is Week 9 in the National Football League. Monday Night Football. Dun dun. The Kansas City Chiefs set to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A big game for both teams. The Chiefs looking to stay undefeated at 7-0. The Bucs trying to keep pace in the NFC South at 4-4. Coming up on today's program, we will go over my keys to victory. We'll go over the injury report. I also have my prediction for you in just a little while from right now. If you're ready for Chiefs game day, spam C in the comments section. I want to see at least 300 C's in the comments. I want you to get in this chat as if you're sitting in the seats there at Arrowhead Stadium. Make your voices heard loud and proud. Get those C's in the chat if you're ready for Chiefs game day, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with the injury report for Kansas City. JuJu, as of the time of this recording on Tuesday, is questionable with a hamstring injury. Mike Danna with the pec injury still remains questionable. And Nazeeh Johnson with the concussion, also questionable. We'll see about the status of those three, if they play or not. Meanwhile, the Bucs are shorthanded as they lost Chris Godwin for the season. But also, that's not the only injury at the wide receiver position. Mike Evans with a hamstring is out. Greg Gaines, the defensive tackle with a calf injury, is questionable. Tyke Smith, or corner, with a concussion is questionable. And then Levante David, their outside linebacker, is questionable with an ankle injury. So what's it going to take to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let's start with their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. I love Baker Mayfield. I'll be honest with you. Big Tex is a huge Baker Mayfield fan as well. And his story is one of the best stories in all of football, going from a walk-on to earning a spot at Texas Tech as a true freshman. Then they don't give him a scholarship. He goes to Oklahoma, walks on there, ends up winning a Heisman Trophy, turns into the number one pick by the Cleveland Browns, takes them to the playoffs, wins a playoff game for the first time in a long time. They write him off and replace him with an accused rapist in Deshaun Watson. That didn't work out well for them. He goes to Carolina. They didn't give him much of a chance. He goes to the Rams and excels there. Goes to Tampa Bay, has to prove himself, and, took them to the playoffs and got rewarded with a nice contract. He's got an incredible story. But I know Baker as well as anybody out there, folks. And the thing with Baker that's been his biggest problem is he is prone to making mistakes. And he throws a decent number of interceptions. He's a bit of a gunslinger. He's got some Brett Favre in him. He has thrown 7 interceptions in the last 3 games. Baker's been very good this year. He's thrown 21 touchdowns, which is one of the highest marks in the entire NFL. But he's still throwing 9 interceptions. Completion percentage around 71%, over 2,100 yards. The easy way to slow down Bake is going to be to force him into making mistakes, which he is very prone to doing. Who do you got? You going with the Chiefs or you going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Type KC for Chiefs. Type TB for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Get your predictions in now. I'll tell you my prediction later. You're about to get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let us know who you got. Next up for the Chiefs is feeding Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce last week against the Raiders showed why he's still one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. He had his best game of the season yet, 10 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown score. And when Travis Kelce's on, he's just unstoppable, folks. And this Chiefs offense, with the question marks we've seen with their receivers, with not having Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown, and we'll see about JuJu and all that, and then not having Pacheco at the running back spot. There's still one guy the Chiefs can always count on that they need to turn to in times of need. That is Travis Kelce. And so far this year, got off to a slow start, but he's played some better football as of late. Don't slow it down. Keep feeding Travis Kelce. He still remains Patrick Mahomes' favorite target. Back to the Tampa side of things, and the guy that Baker is going to be focusing on, speaking of tight ends, is their starting tight end, Tyler Otten. And Otten's had a pretty good campaign in 2024. And if you're Kansas City, you have to minimize his impact. And you think about one of the weaknesses of this Kansas City Chiefs defense in 2024 has been their ability to cover the tight end position. That's something they struggled with. And Otten's coming in red hot right now. In his last 2 games, he's had 17 catches for 181 yards and 2 touchdown scores. And with no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, he is going to be, without question, the go-to target for Baker Mayfield. Here's what we're talking about here for Tyler Otten. So far this season, he's had 344 yards, 3 touchdowns off of 36 catches. The Chiefs have to do whatever it takes to try to slow down Tyler Otten there. Who will be the Chiefs MVP against the Buccaneers? Is it Mahomes? Is it Kelce? Is it somebody else? Get your predictions in now. Let us know who you think the MVP is going to be. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got you covered, folks. You choose the event you want to go to. Maybe it's a Kansas City Chiefs game. Maybe it's something else going on in Kansas City. The Nutcracker is going to be in town soon, folks. I know y'all love that. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. And then you choose your seat with their seat views. You get the 3D visual. And then you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. It's fast, simple, and easy. And Game Time has got a great offer, folks. They are giving you $20 off when you use the promo code ChatSports at checkout. Yes, you heard that right. Promo code ChatSports at checkout for $20 off. Terms apply. First purchase only. And if it's a last-minute decision whether you want to go to the game or not, don't worry. The prices go down the closer it gets to kickoff. Download Game Time today. $20 off with promo code ChatSports. Terms apply. Game Time, proud partner of the Chiefs Report. What time is it? Game Time. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Now, this game on Monday night is going to feature 2 high-powered offenses. And if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, what I would advise is you don't fear a shootout. If this turns into a high-scoring affair, this Kansas City Chiefs team cannot back down as far as that goes. I think that they can obviously hang with anybody, but this Bucs team, think about this. The Chiefs defense is averaging about giving up 5.1 yards per play. That's 5th best in the NFL. Comparably speaking to the Bucs defense, they're averaging about 6.0 yards per play. That's 29th best in the NFL. So what that tells me, if I were to read a little bit further into that statistic, folks, what that is telling me is that, hey, if this turns into a shootout, the Chiefs defense has a significant advantage over the Bucs defense. If this is a 30 or 40 point affair, the Chiefs defense is going to get more stops than the Bucs defense will. That's what history tells us, that they have a significant advantage there. And here's what I mean as far as the Bucs defense of not fearing a shootout. This Bucs defense is cheeks. 28th in the NFL in opponents' points per game with 26.6. Opponents' yards per game, 387. That's 30th in the NFL. Opponents' points per play, 0.410, 26th best in the NFL. It's not pretty, folks. I can tell you that much when it comes to those defensive rankings. Here's more for you. Third down conversion rate, 38.78%. That's 19th best in the NFL. Still bottom half of the league, despite being higher than some of those other statistics that they have there. And then on top of that, they're allowing about 3 touchdowns per game. That's 27th best in the NFL. So if this is going to be a high-scoring affair, I like our chances. Last on our keys to victory, he is Worthy, Xavier Worthy. Every week, I feel like the Chiefs need an X factor of some sort, somebody to come through that maybe doesn't come through every week. And I think we're getting hints with what the Chiefs have been doing with Xavier Worthy, that they have some good stuff in mind, that they are seeing that he can be trusted to take on a bigger role here. Think about this. The last 2 games, Xavier Worthy has had a total of 8 targets in each of those games. Did you know that's more than any other game this season? How about that? So, Xavier Worthy, ball's in your court. Let's see what he can do with it. Xavier Worthy, think about this. We know the receiving numbers. Not bad. 235 yards, 3 touchdowns, 19 catches. But also with the trickery stuff, when they've used him in the run game, in those gadget plays, similar to what they used to use with Tyreek Hill and all that, he's been effective in that sense too. So Xavier Worthy, whether it's the receiving game or the rushing game, whatever it may be, I want to see the ball in his hands. I want him to touch that ball, get his hands on it, and take off with that speed advantage that he has at pretty much everybody in the National Football League. I'll give you my prediction in a moment, but I want to know this. Do you believe in Xavier Worthy? I obviously do. I'm typing B. What are you typing? Type B for believe, D for don't, if you believe in Xavier Worthy or not. To recap, our keys to victory for your Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Force Baker Mayfield into making mistakes. He's very turnover prone. Feed Travis Kelce. He's one of the best of all time. Why would you not get him in the football? Minimize Tyler Otten's impact. He is Baker's go-to guy. They're shorthanded at the receiver spot. Need to take him away. Don't fear a shootout. If this turns into a high-scoring affair, Chiefs are in good shape, and get the ball to Xavier Worthy. Why? Because he is worthy. If the Chiefs do all these things, they'll be in good shape. I like Kansas City this week to keep the undefeated season going, alive and strong. 8-0 sounds nice, doesn't it? 34-24, a convincing 10-point win at home, which would cover the spread just enough. I like Kansas City here, 34-24. I think they're in good shape to get the job done. Folks, before we go, if you're ready for a Chiefs win, spam W in the comment section. I want to see all the W's in the chat if you're ready for a Chiefs win. If you're excited, if you want that Chiefs victory on Monday night, get those W's in the chat. We're going to be live on the Chiefs Report for Chiefs and Bucks here on the channel. I'll be here. Big Tex will be here. We will see you then.